In today's video, we will discuss an unprecedented initiative that is capturing attention not only in France, but across Europe. The French government is set to distribute a survival manual to every household in the country, a guide composed of roughly 20 pages that provides detailed instructions on how to act in various crisis situations, including armed conflicts. The objective is to equip citizens with the necessary steps to face scenarios ranging from natural disasters and cyber attacks to the threats of war, all within an increasingly unstable international context. The government's plan is to offer a comprehensive set of guidelines that address both individual and family emergency preparedness. According to the information released, the manual outlines how to assemble an essential survival kit. This kit must include basic and indispensable items to ensure safety and well-being during critical times. Among the recommended items is the requirement that each person should have at least 6 liters of potable water and 10 cans of non-perishable food. Additionally, the kit should contain batteries, a flashlight, medications such as paracetamol, bandages, saline solution, portable radios, warm clothing, power banks, mobile phone chargers, cash, spare keys, and copies of important documents. This list is designed to ensure that, even in extreme circumstances, citizens have access to the basic resources needed for their survival and that of their families. Beyond material preparedness, the manual is organized into 3 main sections. The first section focuses on individual and family readiness, guiding citizens on how to assemble their emergency kit and emphasizing the importance of staying informed and prepared to act quickly and effectively. The second section details the protocols to follow in the event of an imminent threat. It provides specific recommendations for various situations. For example, in the case of a nuclear accident, the instructions include closing doors and windows to prevent radioactive contamination. This part also includes emergency contact lists and precise procedures for each type of crisis, reinforcing the idea that organization and speed are crucial in mitigating damage during emergencies. The third section of the manual addresses active participation in national defense. Here, the French government encourages citizens to engage proactively in the country's security. The guidance suggests that the population consider enlisting in military reserve units, joining volunteer firefighting groups, or assisting in civil defense initiatives. This measure aims to revive the spirit of resistance that is deeply rooted in France's history, particularly during World War II. It is worth recalling that during the Nazi occupation, the French civilian resistance played a decisive role in complicating German operations, with over 1 million French citizens involved in the fight for the country's liberation. Historically, France is marked by controversial episodes, such as its stance during World War II, when the government chose to cease hostilities against Germany after only a month and a half of fighting. However, despite this decision, the nation boasts a tradition of resistance that was manifested through the renowned French resistance between 1940 and 1944, when citizens united to combat the occupation and help liberate the country. This historical memory is being evoked by the current government as a way to rekindle the sense of unity and mobilization in the face of contemporary threats. The current international scenario has also significantly influenced this decision. We are living in uncertain times that, in some respects, echo the tensions of the Cold War. The prolonged conflict in Ukraine, now lasting over 3 years, has made it clear that conventional warfare, characterized by the engagement of massive armies in drawn-out battles, remains a possibility, challenging the notion that large-scale conflicts are relics of the past. This realization has led several European countries to reconsider their security strategies and invest in preventive measures to protect their populations. In France, President Macron has been particularly emphatic in warning of a growing threat emanating from Russia. In recent statements, Macron stressed that Europe must be prepared to defend itself autonomously, as it can no longer rely entirely on the protection of the United States. This stance, reinforced by distancing moves and attitudes from political figures like former President Donald Trump, who showed interest in reorienting transatlantic relations and even in fostering closer ties with Russia, has solidified the idea that Europe should take a more active role in its own security. This shift in mindset is not exclusive to France. Other European nations are following a similar path. For instance, the German government has been investing in exercises that simulate both military and civilian scenarios. One notable project is the development of an application called Bunker, designed to guide citizens to safe shelters in the event of an attack. Alongside this, Germany has implemented a strategic plan known as Operation Deutschland, which focuses on protecting critical infrastructure and mobilizing military resources in emergencies, demonstrating a serious commitment to national security in a context of escalating global tension. Sweden is also noteworthy in this new preparedness landscape. Late last year, the Swedish government reintroduced a civil preparedness manual reminiscent of Cold War times. With 31 pages of detailed instructions, the guide, titled If Crisis or War Arrives, lays out the steps that citizens should take in the event of a catastrophe, emphasizing the role of every Swede in the nation's defense. This initiative comes on the heels of Sweden's formal entry into NATO, a move that signifies a dramatic shift in the country's security policy and underscores the need to adapt to an increasingly challenging international environment. In light of this scenario, France's decision to distribute a survival manual to every household is an action that goes far beyond a simple precaution. It symbolizes a transformation in national security policy, one that now incorporates civil preparedness as a fundamental pillar for social stability and resilience in times of crisis. By instructing citizens on how to assemble an emergency kit, adopt protective measures in the event of accidents or nuclear incidents, and actively participate in national defense, the French government is working to foster a culture of alertness and collective responsibility. This initiative reflects a strategic response to an international environment fraught with challenges. The gradual withdrawal of the United States from traditional security roles, coupled with the increasingly assertive behavior of powers like Russia, is redefining the global geopolitical landscape. In this context, preparing the population is not solely a military concern. It is also a means to ensure social order and prevent chaos during critical moments. The expectation is that by empowering its citizens, the government will be able to mitigate the impacts of crises, ensuring a swift and coordinated response in emergencies. The revival of the resistance spirit, so emblematic in French history, is now being combined with the need to adapt to a world where threats can come from multiple fronts and in various forms. This integrated approach, which unites individual and family preparedness with community mobilization and national defense, demonstrates that European governments are prepared to take proactive steps, acknowledging that contemporary challenges require a robust and well-structured response. Ultimately, the large-scale distribution of this manual can be seen as a sign of the times. It represents an evolution in strategic thinking in Europe, shifting from an over-reliance on traditional alliances to a more autonomous posture in facing crises, whether they are military, economic, health-related, or technological. The lingering question is, will these measures be sufficient to ensure security and stability in such an uncertain global scenario? And more importantly, is the population truly ready to assume an active role in defending their country? At the end of this video, we invite you to reflect on these points and closely follow the ongoing transformations, not only in France but across Europe. What once appeared to be an extreme precautionary measure is now emerging as a smart and necessary strategy in response to contemporary challenges. Stay tuned, as the coming weeks and months may bring new information and updates on this movement, which promises to redefine how countries prepare for large-scale crises. This rethinking of strategic and security approaches provides important lessons about the need for resilience and organization in times of uncertainty. While civil preparedness was once seen as secondary, it now becomes a central element in safeguarding national sovereignty and maintaining public order. With the integration of initiatives from different nations, such as France, Germany, and Sweden, we see a convergence of ideas pointing towards a comprehensive security model that involves the entire society. In summary, the strategy adopted by the French government, embodied in the distribution of a survival manual to every household, is a reflection of the new international reality. It is a movement aimed not only at protecting individuals and families, but also at strengthening the sense of unity and collective responsibility. By encouraging preparedness and active participation in national defense, this measure seeks to build a safety net capable of minimizing the impact of potential conflicts and emergencies. As we witness this transformation in the geopolitical landscape, it is essential for citizens to remain well-informed and aware of the role they can play in times of crisis. Education and preparedness are indispensable tools to ensure that, when the unexpected happens, the response is swift, organized, and effective. In this way, the French initiative is not just a set of guidelines, but a clear call to action for the entire population to be ready to face the challenges of a constantly changing world. Thank you for watching, and be sure to subscribe for more analyses and commentary on the political and geopolitical trends shaping our future. In today's video, we have shown how practical measures, grounded in history and current international realities, can transform the way we prepare for the unforeseen. After all, readiness for war or any other type of crisis is ultimately a matter of collective responsibility and strategic foresight for a safer and more stable future for all. What do you think about this paradigm shift in national security? Share your thoughts and join the conversation on the importance of being prepared for the challenges that lie ahead. Stay tuned and see you in the next video.